All right, welcome everybody. Another major, another pick'em challenge. It's that time of the year again. Uh, can't wait. Let's get right into it. Um, so this year's major is going to be IEM Katowice. Um, awesome stickers this year. Really liking them. And to be quite honest with you, this challenger stage is quite stacked. I mean, you look over from this point on, and those are all heavy hitting teams. I'll get more in depth in that in a minute, but yeah, let's just dive right into this. So first pick is going to be 3-0. I'm going to pick Vitality for that. Um, now, the reasoning behind that is there's something that On Fire Vince does that I think is really interesting. No, it wasn't On Fire Vince. It was actually what's his name? The guy who made sure I by Power got banned. It'll come back to me. Um, Anyways, what he does is he picks a team that he knows is going to make it through the stage, but has the chance of making it 3-0. The reason why he does that is because sometimes it's not always guaranteed. And if he picks a team that is kind of an oddball that has a chance to make it 3-0, he'll pick them because a team like Astralis, you'd expect them to go 3-0, but there's still that chance that maybe they play Team Liquid and lose, and as a result, you wouldn't get any points for that. And if they still made it through and you put them in down here, then they still made it through. It's a little bit complicated for me to explain, but hopefully you get the idea. So, Vitality, picking them to go 3-0. They looked really strong in the minor. They've been doing online qualifiers that they've been doing really well in. I think they have a really good lineup, and compared to some of these other teams, depending on how good their draws are, I think they can easily make it 3-0. So yeah, Vitality for 3-0. Next up, for just making it through, we're gonna go Fnatic. Fnatic has been doing pretty well. Recently, their online qualifiers haven't been too well, but I mean, on LAN they show up. At IEM Chicago, which I went to, I mean, they were just killing it. I mean, they made it to top four out of a 16-team event. They made Astralis sweat on maps like Inferno and even Mirage. They had started made a comeback on, but Astralis beat them 2-0. But again, with Brawlen, I think is his name, and exists as their IGL, I think they can really do well at this major. Maybe even make top 8 again. So yeah, Fnatic going through the group stage. Next up that I'm most confident in would be Energy. NRG is just another one of those teams that is actually kind of consistent. Unfortunately, at the major last year, they weren't able to make it through out of the minor, and so they missed the major. However, NRG is one of those teams that always plays a level-headed game of Counter-Strike. Like Thorin says, Daps has really built up a strong team, a team that plays proper Counter-Strike, and a team that doesn't have an over-reliance on fragging capabilities. So the next team that I'm confident will make it through is ENCE. That's Alu's team, if you didn't know. That's what the meme Easy for ENCE comes from. They're another team that just goes into events kind of as the dark horse, and I believe they won Star Series or Star Ladder season 6 or season 5, can't remember the numbers, but the point is they won that event, and that event had big teams like Big, North. It wasn't the largest of Star Ladder's events, but there were some major teams there that they had beaten, such as Mouse Sports. The next team that I'm pretty confident in is, I don't know, we're starting to get into some shaky territory. I think Cloud9 can do it. Cloud9's looking really good, especially at the E-League Invitational, where they pretty much didn't drop a map until the grand finals, where they kind of choked against FaZe, which was kind of a disappointment. I mean, I was watching that event, I really followed it, and Cloud9 was looking really good throughout it up until they lost map 2 of the best of 3 grand final and lost to FaZe. I really thought they had that event in the bag, but hopefully they have time with Zellsis to try and fix everything. I think at this point, Golden isn't going to be making a return, which is a bit unfortunate because they were really headed in the right direction. But I think right now with their current lineup with Zellsis and Kiyashima and Flusha, I think they're really going to do well. So I'm picking them next. For the next pick, I think I'm going to go with NIP. NIP is looking really strong right now. Actually, I can't really say that. They looked really strong at the previous major. They almost made it to Legends. They just had one too short victories. Um, and so as a result, they didn't make it to top 8, but they did make it to top 16, which is a big deal for them, especially because that was their first major appearance in almost 2 years. Um, Hopefully they can kind of keep the same form. I'm really looking forward to seeing them play this year. Next team I'm going to pick is G2. Currently, G2, since the last major, has made some roster changes. They got rid of Existence and Smiths, and they brought in Jackson Lucky, two players from 3D Max. A little bit of a controversial move, only because they're getting rid of legendary players such as Existence and Smiths. However, they brought in two slightly unknowns in Jackson Lucky. However, at the recent IEM Sydney event, G2's just been killing it. I mean, they got knocked down to they went out of their group 2-0, I believe, and then in the first round of the playoffs, or maybe the second round, they got knocked down to the lower bracket where they just won. Currently, I am waiting to see them play against Big in the grand final of the IEM Sydney qualifier. So I'd like to see them beat Big. I'd really like to see them play at IEM Sydney. However, right now G2 is actually looking really strong right now, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them play. Now, some of the other teams that are left are Tyloo, Spirit, Furia, Greyhound, Windstrike, Vici, Vega, Renegades, and a Vanguard. So my pick right now is going to be a Vanguard. I think a Vanguard is arguably the strongest team of this mix. Renegades, they've been doing okay, but again, Renegades always seems to disappoint in the Challenger stage. Vega Squadron, always hit or miss. I think you can substitute probably either G2 or a Vanguard, maybe even NIP for Vega Squadron if you wish. Me personally, I'm not, only because I don't have much faith in the team. However, if I were to pull out any of these, that would be the team that I replace them with. Next up, we have Tyloo. Tyloo just got rid of, who did they get rid of? I think they got rid of Captain Mo and somebody else. And they brought in Summer and Attacker, I think. Two players from, what's that team called? Flash Gaming. Two strong players, but I don't think they've had enough time together to make it to the next stage. I'd really like to see them do it, only because they're kind of an underdog team that I really like seeing succeed. At IEM Shanghai, they placed second against NRG, and at the previous major, they made it as far as the new Legend stage, which was really surprising for them. I think I picked them to make it through, so that was nice. But I don't think they can manage it this year, especially with the caliber of these teams this year. Next up, we have Team Spirit. Team Spirit is a team that I think might go 0-3. I don't have much faith in them. They're a Danish roster. They're good, but I don't think they're quite as good as any of these teams as well. Furia is another team that'll be making it. I don't think that they might be able to get 1 or 2 wins, but I don't think they can get the 3 needed. Greyhound, I'm actually going to pick as my 0-3 team. Greyhound never seems to really perform well at LANs. They made it to IEM Sydney last year, didn't perform too well. I don't have much faith in them. Clearly, I'm picking them 0-3. Next up would be Vici. I think Vici is another good pick to be 0-3. Maybe even a safer pick than Greyhound, but I think Greyhound's got a cool logo, so I'm going to buy their sticker. If you wish, you can go ahead and pick Vici. That's another team that I think is going to go 0-3. And then Windstrike, I don't think is quite good enough to make it out of the Challenger stage. So, just again, to recap, Vitality 3-0. They're a team that I know is going to make it through to the next stage, but I think they really have a chance at making it 3-0. Fnatic, legendary team, easily going to make it to the Challenger stage. NRG, they're another team that plays proper Counter-Strike. They really get the ball rolling, and they can make it to the next stage. ENCE has just an incredible amount of firepower in Sergey and Alu, and combined they'll be able to make it through. Cloud9, starting to make a return to form, along with NIP also making a return to form. Even Arguments with G2 making a return to form. I really think that all three of them, have a solid shot at making it to the next stage. And then finally, Avantgar. Avantgar is a strong team, first making their appearance at the E-League Major last year. Just, again, strong team. I really think they can make it through. They're really starting to prove themselves in the global scale. So, yeah, these are my picks. Again, if you wish to sub out any, I suggest these three can be subbed out for Vega Squadron interchangeably. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be all three. It could be one of the three. Greyhound, I think, is going to go 0-3, but again, so can Vici. If you don't agree with either, then I think Spirit and Furia are... Actually, no, I'm going to take that back. Spirit could probably get a win. I'm going to go Windstrike and Furia as other potential options to pick for your 0-3. So, again, thank you for watching. I wish you all good luck. And, yeah, have fun with these. I mean, post in the comments what you think, maybe things you agree with, things you disagree. If you need to correct me, feel free. I'll try to reply to your comments as soon as I can. So, yeah, thanks for watching.